Fall is one of my favorite seasons, as I feel most of my perfumes fall within the fall category, even though I live in Florida. We don't have a fall, but whatever. Anyways, I sat down one day for about 4 hours. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. And I said about 4 hours to pick 5. And I was like, I'm gonna make it harder for myself. I'm already having a hard time, but I'll make it even harder for myself. I'm gonna pick 5 perfumes. I picked the 5. Those were the 5 that I was wearing during that time. I got some more, and I was like, no, these have to be included. Point is, I've been going back and forth to what I should include in this video, because like I said, most of my whole collection is fall appropriate, but no way in hell I'm going to be here for a whole hour to show you guys my whole collection, because that's redundant. So I did pick 10 perfumes that I enjoy, I recommend, I love, and work in the climate that I live in, because I do have other perfumes which I love, like La Belle, which I would definitely recommend if I lived in a cooler climate, but I don't. So for me, that's more of a winter perfume. You catching my drift? You picking up what I'm putting down? So there are some that I love that just couldn't make it to this category just because I live in warmer climates. So I have to be honest with myself, I have to be honest with you guys. So the options that I picked are perfumes that work great in this climate, but also work great and even better in cooler climates. I hope I'm making sense, but that's what I have for you guys today. Also, if you guys stumble across this channel, hello, welcome. Hi, my name is Maria. I talk about fragrances, hair, fashion, beauty, and just everything feminine. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing. And if you guys are back and you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It helps out my channel grow. And give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoy it at the end. Before I start, I apologize. There's going to be some construction noises in the background. I woke up earlier today because I didn't want to have this problem, but I just don't have the best of luck. Every single time I decide to record, construction is literally right in front of me. I mean, there's just nothing that I could do. All right, so let's start off with the first one, which is technically an honorary mention, but let's be real, honorary mentions are just perfumes that you really wanted to discuss, but you couldn't find a specific place in your list to place them in. So this is Casablanca from Swiss Arabian. I mean, I've talked about this over and over and over again, and I'll continue to talk about it over and over and over again, because it actually leans more fall-ish, but it's still great for year-round just because it's not a cloying caramel. The second that it entered my life, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. I think it's great for gourmand lovers. It has some woodiness, some spiciness in here. So it's definitely great for fall, but it's also great for year-round. I got this in the summer and I abused it in the summer. So it works in the heat just as much as it works in cooler climates. It has amazing performance, 10 to 12 hours plus. I think it's one of those airy caramels that it doesn't feel heavy on you. Like once you wear it, it's not cloying, but you don't know that it's projecting. It develops on the skin so beautiful. It goes well on its own. I love to wear it on its own, but I also layer it with a lot of perfumes. It's one of those, it's very easy, very likable. It goes with everything. One of the best perfumes that I've ever bought, because I mean, I use it. Sprays pretty evenly and you don't need too much. I overspray because I'm just a natural oversprayer, but you don't need too much. Alright, so that's my honorary mention. Alright, so the next one that I have on number 10 is La Nuit Tresor à la Folie. I hauled this recently in my fragrance net haul. I'll link it up here, down there, and everywhere else. But I recently got this, so that's the reason it's number 10, just because I haven't had too much time with it. But it's a perfume that I really wanted for a long time. My girl Takara put me onto it, and she said that this is La Nuit Tresor but more vanilla, and I totally agree. The opening on this, I wore this last night. The opening on this is like fruity. It's like red berries and vanilla. I think it's pretty easy. It's the pretty, more feminine, more easygoing sister of the original La Nuit Tresor. I feel like if you found La Nuit Tresor, the original, too heavy, too smoky, I think you would really like this one. It's pretty safe. I think most vanilla lovers would really like this. Yeah, red berries, fruity, sweet, vanilla. And it's more versatile. As I've described before, I find the other one more sultry, more smoky, a little bit more raunchy, and the original is my favorite one out of this line, but this one is more versatile, so you get more bang for your buck, as I feel like you could wear it year-round and of course fall time. So it's great for this heat that we live in. It's not cloying. Yeah, it's just fruity, red berries, vanilla. It's sweet, it's easy, it's feminine, it's pretty. It's the more dainty sister of La Nuit Tresor. So, à la folie, La Nuit Tresor à la folie for number 10. Alright, for number 9, we have one of my ultimate favorite Oriental white florals, and that is Dior Addict. I couldn't do fall without this perfume. I mentioned before that I felt like I had to wear this in a specific occasion. I still think that it still stands its ground. It's a great special occasion perfume, but because I love it so much, and because if you know what's going on right now, I can't wear it for special occasions. Like, where am I gonna go to the kitchen in my living room? So oh my god, it's so good. So I have pulled it out, and now I wear it to, you know, do my everyday stuff because I love it so much. This is so addicting. I feel like this is one of those that you open, right? You sniff it, you close it, you're like, no, I'm not done. I need to go back and smell it. It's one of those. It's a very like vanillic jasmine with a very obvious leafy green undertone. And it smells like that, like the leaf, the stem. It definitely has a green undertone that I don't hear much people talk about. It's definitely there. It's definitely one of those addicting, more sultry. The vanilla in here kind of just rounds up the perfume. It adds a tiny bit of sweetness, but not gourmand galore. It's a white floral perfume, and it's mature, but it's mature in a more elevated way. Grown woman. It's not a mature like every time I stand up my knees are cracking. Like it's not that type of mature. I feel like this is the perfume that you pull out to like a family gathering, like a Christmas party. You pull up in a new car, a new job, all black, red lippy, and this perfume, you're that guest. You're that one. Yeah, oh, it's so good. I have to put it there because if not, I'm gonna stuff my nose. But it's one of those. You want to make an impression, you want to be remembered. It's one of those. So I love Dior Addict. One of my favorites. All right, now moving on to a cheapie. I like to include in these top videos always an affordable option, just because I feel like just because something is affordable doesn't mean that it's bad, or whatever the case might be. And this is Fancy by Jessica Simpson. This is one of the best and one of my favorite celebrity perfumes. Oh my god, it's so good. I pair this one a lot in previous months with Dylan Blue. One of my favorite combos. It's like a caramel fresh green apple. Oh my god, it's so good. But this on its own, it's amazing as well. Like I said, it's one of my favorite celebrity perfumes. It lasts, it projects, it does all that. It checks out those boxes. But this is a fruity sort of caramel. It has an obvious pear note in here, and it's a little bit nutty. I don't like the atomizer. It kind of like shoots out, but I'm actually gonna wear this one today. The opening I think is the most fruity, but once this develops on the skin, watch out, watch out, watch out. It gets a little bit more warm, a little bit more cozy, but it still keeps that like heavy, nice, fruity caramel. It just gets more rich, I feel. It's a really good celebrity perfume, like really good. This is another great like dumb reach. You want to smell pretty, feminine, sweet. And I mentioned the opening and as it develops on the skin, because when I first got this, it was nice, but I wouldn't say that it was a wow factor for me. I was like, okay, sweet, nice, okay, easy, you know. And it still has that. It still has that easy, everyday dumb reach, you just want to smell good type of vibe about it. But the way that it develops on the skin is really, really nice. I gotta give it to it. And it's one of those that people can perceive off your skin and they'll be like, wow, you smell good. And I use it to layer it as well. So that's another option to Casablanca. They're completely different perfumes. One is more unique than the other one. One has an airy quality to it. But if you can't afford Casablanca, but Fancy is another caramel option. All right, moving on to number 7 and moving on to another one of my favorite floral oriental perfumes, and that is Manifesto. You guys, when I got this, I was like, it's nice. I wasn't impressed, and I wore it to bed to test it out really. But I had such a good night's sleep. I was like, oh my god, this scent was so comfortable. It was so cozy, and I didn't expect it to be, because I got this expecting it to be more sexy, or smexy as I like to call it on this channel, and it wasn't that for me at all. I still don't consider it that. I think it's more of a cozy, comforting, mature scent, but I didn't expect to love this the way that I love it. I have fallen in love with this perfume, and I love it so much. And it's one of my most cozy, non-gourmand perfumes, and I say that because I find that gourmand, more sweeter perfumes have that cozy, comforting vibe about them. I have a video actually on comforting scents, and I mentioned that most of the sweet perfumes are pretty comfortable, and this is one of those that it's not gourmand at all, but it has a cozy vibe about it. And I think it's because it's really delicate, it's really soft, it's like an airy, powdery perfume, but it's not baby powder. It's just like tonka bean sort of powder. It's a little bit nutty, just a slight bit. Oh my god, but this is really good. This is blackcurrant, tonka bean, vanilla, and it has a green nuance in here as well. The green that I get in here though, it's not the same as Dior Addict. I find Dior Addict leaning more leafy sort of green. In here it's like a slight citrus sort of green. It's very interesting, it's very unique, and I find it mature to be. So I don't find it smexy. I find it more mature, but I find it mature not because it's leaning like older age. No, it's more of like, it's because it's not overly sweet. It has a slight bit of sweetness in there, but it's not at all like a gourmand vanilla. It's not. So I think the sweetness in here you get the most once it starts drying on your skin and it starts playing with your skin chemistry. Oh my god, I love this to go to sleep, especially when you wake up. You get most of the sweetness. It's so good and it lasts forever. Also one of those airy perfumes that I feel projects well, but you don't even feel that it's projecting because it has like an airy quality to it. Very effortless. I was actually wearing this at a family gathering thing. My aunt was like, she's like, is that you? And I was like, is that me? I was like, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. She was like, no, it's your perfume. It smells really good. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, thanks. She's like, it's really soft and delicate. That's how she described it. She was like, it's really soft and delicate. And I was like, right, isn't it? So that's Manifesto from YSL, one of my favorites as well. I need to stop saying that. Like all these perfumes are like one of my favorites. All right, so where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, moving to number 6, and this is a new one, but I'm very familiar with it, and this is Flower Bomb Nectar. And as I described, this is, to me, better sister of Flower Bomb. As I described in my haul, I recently hauled this one as well, along with A La Folie. Not that Flower Bomb is bad. Flower Bomb has good performance. It's just I find Flower Bomb kind of boring. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't have that oomph, and this one to me has that oomph. It's more sweet than Flower Bomb. But yeah, ever since I got into perfumes, I really wanted this one, but it was a pretty penny and I couldn't like cash out for it, you know. But it's a transparent clear sort of syrup. It's not like Girl of Now. I find Girl of Now to be more of a darker syrup. It's more thick, it's more heavy. It could be borderline cloying, has a little bit more nuttiness. This is more of a sugar cane sort of syrup, cornstarch sort of syrup. It has that translucent, airy quality about it. I told myself that I was gonna close it, and here I am. This is one of the first perfumes that I smelled when I got into fragrances, and when I found out that it had a gunpowder note, I was like, I never smelled it. All I smelled was sugary overload, but in the best way possible because it's not cloying. So if you like sweet perfumes, I think you'll like this. It has an airy sweetness about it. It's just very pretty, very feminine, very well put together. It's like you're not trying too hard. You just smell sweet, pretty, girly sort of thing. It's a little bit flirty, and honestly I'm a little bit surprised that it doesn't get talked as much because it's a good perfume. All right, so now moving on to more personal territory. Cozy perfume that I have been really enjoying, and this is a more bougie, I feel more pleasure because it's a pretty penny. But anyways, this is Serge Lutens Bois Vanille, and the reason I say that this is more a bougie perfume is because I have been enjoying this a lot to go to sleep. This is a really nice, interesting, bougie vanilla. It smells organic. It doesn't smell like perfume. This is like one of the most organic perfumes that I have in my collection. I, by the way, got Vanilla Woods and I wasn't a fan of it. That one smelled too organic. It smelled like a little bit coconutty, like coconut shavings and dirt, but like actual soil. But I'm really happy that I finally came around to this perfume because we've come a long way. Like we have come a long way. I got this perfume and I wanted a vanilla because I love vanilla. Vanilla is one of my favorite notes. I was used to more of like black opium sort of vanilla. I'm sorry, black opium. Black opium is one of my favorite perfumes, by the way, so I'm not like hating on it at all. But I was just used to more of like a black opium perfume. I have to use that as an example. I feel like most people are familiar with black opium smells like, but I was expecting that and I got this and I was like, this is not what I was expecting. I was like, what in the licorice world did Demi Rawling entice me to buy? But it's nice, it's interesting, it's unique. As I described in the past, this is a little bit coconutty, a little bit spicy, it's a little bit woody, it's waxy for sure. Takara has described this because she described this as smelling like a candle, but in the best possible way, I swear. But to me, it leans a little bit more gourmand. I do get the waxy quality, but I get more like a drink. It reminds me a little bit more of a Zara RWA, or a more expensive and more refined version of RWA. And RWA for me is more it's more watery. It's not as rich, it's not as creamy. The dry down of this is more of like a woody, spicy vanilla. and creamy. Like it's a little bit of a creamy coconut. Oh my god, it's really good. I have the obligation every time to mention this because it's a pretty penny for a comforting scent, and I don't pay a lot of money for comforting scents, but this is one of those that I would pay it just because I really enjoy that opening. It's unique, it's different. There is an affordable option to this. It's called Laura Mercier Amber Vanille. I don't have it here with me, but I've discussed it a lot on my channel. They open up completely different. Amber Vanille is more fresh in the opening. It has like heliotrope. It's just more fresh. But on the dry down, they smell very similar. However, Laura Mercier leans a little bit more milky, and this one leans more creamy, but very similar in the dry down. This one lasts a long time. It's not a great projector. It's more of a cozy, comforting scent, so that's why I said it's bougie. To me, this smells like a rich stay-at-home mom that has like 2 nannies and eats, I don't know, lunch at Lincoln Road and has like a morning Pilates class. That's what I get from this though. So that's Serge Lutens Un Bois Vanille. Very happy that I finally came around to that perfume. It took me about a year, but here we are. It's one of my top 10 for fall. All right, moving on to number 4. Well, let me wait till they leave because nope. One of my favorite perfumes of all time, Libre or Libre. I had the small bottle. I loved it so much. I got a little bit scared because it was going down. I was like, okay, I need a bigger bottle. One of the most beautiful, underrated perfumes ever. This one got a little bit of hate by certain people. They said it was boring and generic, yada. I think this is one of the most beautiful perfumes ever. I think it's effortless, it's pretty, it's airy. It's one of those airy perfumes. I find that I really enjoy airy perfumes, as I find them more effortless, more easygoing. They're more this is so good. They're signature worthy. You know, you get the best bang for your buck essentially. But this is lavender, this is vanilla, this is a little bit of orange blossom. It's a very effervescent sort of perfume. It's a little bit sparkling. It kind of like reminds you of champagne a little bit. It's a little bit bubbly. It's really nice. It's fresh, it's clean, but it's clean in the best possible way. I don't find it soapy. I think there's a difference between soapy clean and just clean, like fresh clean. To me, Dylan Blue is more soapy. This is just more of a airy, like effortless sort of clean. It's really nice. I do have the Intense. I'm going to reserve my thoughts because I want to do a comparison video. But Libre, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I love this perfume. I love it so much. This to me smells like a young, rich, feminine, effortless, but yet fun, modern day, like boss lady. Like that's what it smells like. It has a very dainty vibe about it. It's really nice. It's a confident booster. Oh my god, I love it. I mean, obviously love it. I got it in the bigger size, so I obviously love it. Next one, moving on to even darker territory. So I have technically 2. You guys will forgive me for this one, but it's a combo, and this is Alien Fusion. This is a perfume that I smelled last year when it came out, and the second that I smelled it, I just thought fall. To me, this screams fall. It's a little bit spicy, but not too much. It's not like spicy overload. It's more smooth, it's more sweet. It's the more, as I like to call it, digestible version of Alien. If you couldn't get with Alien, you found that one too polarizing, too soapy, too strong, and everything else too heavy, I think this one is more of a wearable Alien, because it has the Alien DNA, but it doesn't have that like raunchy, borderline animalic jasmine that Alien has. This one is vanilla, orange blossom, tuberose. It has a little bit of ginger in there, sandalwood. So it's a smooth perfume. It's not the Alien monster, and that's what I like about it. I know that those were some of the cons some people didn't like about it. It's more of a soft perfume. It's not spicy overload, and I like that. I feel like if I wanted something super spicy, I would, I don't know, get Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. You know what I mean? So this is more of a wearable, everyday sort of Alien. It's really nice. It's like an Alien that you can wear year round, but also, like I said, when I first smelled this, I just thought of fall. It has the slight bit of a spiciness in there. It's a little bit of ginger. I don't remember if this has cinnamon, but when I smell this, it smelled like cinnamon to me, like a dash of cinnamon, like not too much. It doesn't smell like a spice rack, and it's a little bit bubblegummy, so I love it. I love it on its own. But when I didn't have Alien Essence Absolute, I layered it with Caramel Overdose, and I can't go back. It makes like a candied, sweet, bubblegummy sort of alien. It's really nice. Takara put me onto Caramel Overdose from Layered. It's one of their like one note fragrances, but low-key. She said that it's similar to Love Don't Be Shy by Killian. Also, this is very similar to Rouge Malachite, and I mean very similar. Of course, you know, there's a little bit of differences, but they're very similar. So yeah, I gave you guys two dupes in one, Rouge Malachite and Love Don't Be Shy. So together it smells amazing, it smells delicious, and it's really good. So moving on to my number 2, and my number 2 was a Love at First Sniff, and it's a very underrated, unique perfume, and this is Twilight Shimmer from Michael Kors. They're back. I shouldn't have opened it. Okay, I'll close it. I'm tempted to spray it if I open it, and it's low-key discontinued, so when you put it against the light, you could see that I'm here. And that's scary territory because it's discontinued, so I'm not going to spray it. But this is a sweet, oriental, gourmand, fruity sort of perfume. It's a little bit of everything, and it's really good. It's a very safe oud perfume if you want to get into oud, just because it's sugar overload. It's very sweet. You have to enjoy sweet perfumes, but it's more of a mature sweetness, you know. There's this really ripe like plum in there. It's borderline rotten, but in the best way possible. If that could be possible. It makes me think of like really rich sweet wine. It has this gourmand quality that it makes me almost want to drink it. There's also a little bit of like dark rich maple syrup in there. It's a little bit woody. It's very unique, it's very different. When I mentioned this in one of my videos, someone was like, oh my god, it reminds me of Christmas. I was like, Christmas? It doesn't smell like a tree. There's no green like nuance in there. Like, I'm not walking around smelling like a tree. But then I got what she meant, because it's sweet. It makes you think, like I said, of wine, sweater weather. But even in the heat, I could wear this because I have worn this in the heat. It's a very unique sort of sweetness. It's a rich, sweet sort of drink, and there's a little bit of woodiness in there. It's a little bit smoky. It's very interesting. It's very different, and it's mature in the best way possible, because it just doesn't smell like anything else. It just doesn't smell juvenile, you know what I mean? I'm really happy that I was able to discover it, and I'm happy that I have it in my collection. All right, so now moving on to the number 1 perfume in my collection, and this is Dolce Gabbana, the only one intense. I found out that the Italians, they don't say and, they say e, so it's Dolce Gabbana, the only one intense. I'm not gonna go in depth because I have literally a whole review on this perfume, but this is a woody, oh my god, it's so good. Like, I can never get enough. It's unique in the most like pleasing way. It's very easy to like, I feel. It's very effortless as well. All these perfumes are effortless, but I mean, it is what it is. Those are the ones that I like, but it's like you're not trying too hard, you just smell good. It's a creamy, sweet, like jasmine, vanilla, there's woods in there, and there's a tropical nuance. Like I said, there's a green apple, there's coconut in here, but it's not a coconut perfume. I don't find it to be. I find it to be more of a coconut added cream, so that just adds on to the creaminess along with the vanilla. Oh my god, it's really nice, and it's very interesting from opening to end, because it develops and it opens up more tropical, but it really develops on the skin differently, and that's where you get more of the fall vibes as it turns into this more creamy vanilla-like jasmine with some woody undertones, a little bit of that tropical nuance in there. But the apple in here is more like a creamy apple. It's not a fresh apple, it's not a fruity apple, it's just a creamy apple. The whole perfume is just really creamy, and it's really nice, and I think it's one of the best purchases that I have made in the whole year, and that's a lot to say, just because it's also very versatile, I feel. I got a lot of questions asked if this is similar to the only one, the caramel and coffee based one. No, it's not. As I said in that video, I don't have the only one, but I do have Black Opium, and Black Opium and the only one get compared a lot, and I said that Black Opium is not similar to this perfume at all, so you take that as it is. So in my opinion, no, they're completely different. I think I'm gonna pair this one as well too, because whatever. Oh my god, it just instantly makes you happy. It's so good, so good. It's very feminine in the best possible way, and it does last. So that's about it for today's video. Those are my top 10, 11 perfumes. 10 honorary mention, 11 perfumes. We have 11 perfumes. So that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys made it this far and you were not subscribed already, check down below. Are you subscribed already? Especially if you keep coming back. You guys can also follow me on Instagram, as I'm a lot more active over there than I am here. And as always, I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful and blessed day, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye guys. That's gonna be my new thing. Okay.